Coming soon, guys. I'm teeter tatter, and I'm drilling. Hopefully, by the weekend, I can have something to show, but I don't want to spoil it. So, and this is not all of it. There's just a few of the pieces. So, if you can think, or may I say guess, what it could be, put it in the comments. So I know it's been a while since I did a project, which I told you before that I was going to get started soon. So this is like project 1. And as you can see, I have a couple of them done already. So now, I know I'm not going to be through before. I won't be through at the end of this video. But, and that's by choice. Well, I won't be through. By the time you see it, I'll be through. But I'm choosing not to rush and do it. So I'm strategizing on what will make it easier for me to get my screws in, and it hasn't been easy. I don't know why. And I'm using the same screws, and these are how you can say it, less thickness. But what I'm doing is I'm building this project. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it'll make sense once you see the finished product. Of course, it's something to help me around the garden and organize things a lot better. And if you're a person that does projects, then you know that you kind of you never stop building to make things better. See, that nail went in pretty good. I always get that one nail that want to act stupid. So, and since it was a really, really nice day, I decided to come out and do this. You know? If you've ever watched any of my videos, then you know that I do step by step. So what I'm doing right now is this is pretty much the base, not the base, but the sides of what I'm building. And the hardest part is getting this first one done like you want it. And like I said, it's always that one freaking screw that's going to give you a problem. And it might not be the screw, it could be the wood, could be the the person is doing it, you never know. So right now my goal is to make sure I'm getting this in. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna try this screw again and see if it's gonna work. Sometimes it's just the wood, but it's not the best. I might have to redo it, but right now, if you can see, it's split. So I'm definitely going to re-screw that one. But I need it to be in there in order for me to be able to position this board with enough strength. I don't have a lower table, which is what I need. So I'm using what I have. And when I say a lower table, it's because I need to be able to reach up here with the right amount of pressure. So the first step is getting the sides on, as you can see, and I will explain to you some tools I'm using. Let me see if I can get this one on without it being crooked. Well, really? Why are you doing that? Okay. So, let me see if I can get it in there. Get it in there. Because I don't have time to play with this thing like that. There you go. That don't make no sense. See if I can get this one in here like that too. Whoa, love lady. I better not put this one now because it's stripping. So I put them in there. Let's see if this works. You're probably asking, how do I know they lined up? Because I will show you that I have lines to guide me to make sure that I put them in there even. If you don't want one side higher than the other. I'm not tall enough, so guys, I'm gonna put it on the ground. See if that'll help me out a lot better. Cause look at here. My husband say, that means it's not going nowhere. Well, it needs to. And it's not. Somebody might be saying, I wouldn't have filmed. You have. Okay, you. Hold on. Be right back. What's up, guys? Well, I'm outside. It's a beautiful morning, afternoon, and I'm kind of double dabbling with my one of my projects. And eventually you'll see the footage. And this is kind of like going to be the raw, the process of let me see if this is going to work kind of project, to make sure I'm visualizing or able to do what's in my head. So I'm going to take you and show you where I'm at thus far. If you paid attention to the footage earlier, you see me just really trying to line the boards up and kind of getting the sides together. And then, yeah, so when you see the final setup, of course, this is the sample project. I mean, the sample part of the project. You can kind of visualize where I'm going with it, at least the particular project itself, not what it's for. So hopefully, you enjoy this uncut, and then eventually I would do a step-by-step how did I build it. Okay, so stay tuned and we'll look at where I'm at so far. Well, this is before I put it out there, so I kind of throw it together and critique it to see if I need to fix something, switch something, if I like it, if I don't like it. So this is not the final project. Part of the project is just kind of like me dibbling dabbling and see if this is how I want it. Stay tuned. And if you can think what I'm going to use it for, put it in the comments down below. So this is where I'm at so far. I don't know. I know I'm gonna add something else to it. I'm not satisfied with this particular look. So hopefully you can tell. I'm gonna step back because I am kind of close. And oh gosh. So yeah, this may not be the best angle, but if you can tell or you can think or guess what I'm going to use this for, let me know. Again, it's not finished. I got to do some more dibbling and dabbling. And yeah, I was kind of going for this look, but after getting it to this point, I'm not totally satisfied. And I realized that it's actually bigger than what I thought. So let me know, again, what you think I'm going to use it for. And after I finish the next step, after I do some adjustment, you let me know which version you like better. Be back. Well, guys, as you can tell, I'm sitting outside. I'm enjoying my new little porch. And catching some of the sunshine. It's not too cool today. It's pretty warm, considering we've been having some up and down weather. Believe it or not, we've been as high as 80 last week. So we did get some rain yesterday, which is great. So I don't have to water, of course. But I'm out starting my projects. and just enjoying a little time, just kind of visualizing what I need to do and what I want to do. As most of you guys, leaves are falling everywhere. Some of you guys compost, some of you guys use your leaves, and I don't really use my leaves as much. If they fall, they fall. If they don't, they don't. But where I don't want them, I don't want them. So I'm in the process of creating a project to prevent that fall look in places I don't want it to look so bad. So I know it's been a while, and I hope nothing crawl on me, okay? But yeah, so just getting these projects started. So what I'm using today is some 2x3s. I'm going to show you. I have one right here. I'm using some 2x3s. They're not the best choice of wood that I can use, but for this particular project, and the cost of lumber, I said, well, why not try it? Let's see how it looks. And if I do like how it looks, as far as in the future, I can always rebuild and use a different wood. So I got 2x3s. I have my handy dandy little Craftsman power drill. I have some 2.5-inch screws, the Phillips. They do have the T-bits. Sometimes I use that. It just depends. And to be frank, I really think I kind of like the T-bits a little more. My husband do not like the T-bits, but for me, I think they work pretty well. I've been struggling a little bit with these Phillips screws. These are exterior screws, which normally I use the wood screws, and they normally come with the T-bits. So just trying something different, kind of seeing, you know, where it's gonna go. I got my glove. I actually scraped my hand, so I said, oh shoot, get your glove, safety first. And if I would have had my gloves on, I wouldn't have scraped my hand a little bit. And really that's all I'm using. Screws, a hand drill, and the wood. And again, like I say, it's nothing fancy, but because this is my first go at it, and I want to see if I like it for what I needed to do. And if I do, it would be a temporary use until I can redo it with the wood, the desired wood I want. So again, like I said, I'm using 2x3s. I'm using 2.5-inch screws, exterior screws, which I should be using wood screws. And I'm using a power drill. So if you like this project after you see it, then give it a thumbs up. If you already guess what I'm going to use it for, wow. But you'll probably be surprised. And then again, some of you guys may not. It would make sense once you see the final product and you see actually how I use it. So until then, stay tuned. Okay guys, so this is the second version. Have you thought about what I'm going to use it for? You still have to wait until the next video. But for me, I kind of like this version better. It's not the ideal wood I wanted to use, but it can do the job. So I got to check with my husband to make sure he can get under it to cut the yard. It's not too, it's almost the same height as the other ones, but it's going to be used for something different than a bed. It's higher than that one. As you can see, all this green is just growing. So yeah. Look at those sad pineapples. I don't know if they're going to turn back. Even this one has shaded up. My bok choy, fennel. I still hadn't harvested that, guys. Y'all know. I do need to. But this particular project makes me one step closer to getting some things organized up in here. I don't like to be crowded, and right now that's what I'm feeling. So if you can think, again, remember, put it in the comments what I'm going to use this here for. So now you got a chance to see what I consider the finished product for right now for that particular sample. What do you think? Am I satisfied? 100% no. But I do want to go with it just to see kind of if it helped me on the cleanliness, declutteredness for what I'm trying to use it for. So, temporary, I know it will work. It's just, how long will it work until I finish everything that I'm trying to do with that space? And I've been working on that space for a while, since I started my channel. And the intention is not to do it super fast. Other things take place and take precedence over doing that. So I'm back at building. I'm back at really being able to organize and get it together in a more my way. And I can use the space like I want to use it, or intended to use it. Hopefully, my goal is by the summer is to have it finished before the summer, because it's too hot, and I don't want to be building projects in the summer, especially not something I have to do every day. I just can't do it because I still have other things that I have to reorganize, do or do better. Some of the things I've done already, and because I felt like I was trying to hurry up and get it done, is not to where I really want it, but it was servicing the purpose that I needed at the time I built it. So I have a few things I have to complete, like my seat starting table and wash bucket. Also, tidy up my rain catchment system. Yeah, so the projects, I still have a list of projects I need to do. So, but this one was one of the ones that it will help me move forward with some of the other projects that I've already done and kind of work the space a little bit better. For me, it's not about how beautiful it is, as you can say. Yes, as a female, I would like for it to be nice. I am scared of bugs, so I make it accommodating for me as best as possible to be able to tolerate the insects and some of the critters that may come through. But it's not about if it being fashionably on Better Homes and Garden. But I don't want it to be trashy. So my goal is, since I am building, at least build it to where it's not trashy, it's still neat. It don't have to be expensive, but at least make sure, it don't look like you just threw it together, if that makes sense to you. And again, remember, this is my journey, and these are the things that I'm seeking to do to help me on my journey as far as gardening and a sustainable life. I feel like I can't go to my potential as far as what I want to grow, how I want to grow it. Again, because I'm so scared of everything, and I have to make sure that I have no trouble with going in there and doing the things that I want to do without wondering if something's going to brush against my leg and I don't know what it is. So, yeah. But yeah, so hopefully the final project or the final reveal, which will be way down the line. So I hope you continue this journey with me. I hope it be really something appealing, but also makes sense for those that want a garden that's scared of bugs or have a trouble with water flow or water system or whatever. And that's my goal, is to make sure that I'm able to continue having a garden, and I have to use the resources that I have. And these are some of the things that I'm doing in order to do that, because it's not easy. And again, these are things I didn't think about when I first started gardening, but because I don't want to give up gardening, I love gardening. I love being able to go out and get something out of the garden to cook, which is great. So just because you don't have a big space, that don't mean you cannot garden. Just because you're scared of bugs, that does not mean you cannot garden. Sometimes you just have to be creative on how you're going to do that. For some, it just may be a few little pots, or one little raised elevated garden bed. And again, I'm talking about those that scared of bugs or just not really able to do a lot of the bending and stooping and digging and tilling. These are the things that I consider for me, because I want to say that I know I'm aging. I may not be old, but I'm getting there, and in the future, how I'm going to feel 5 years from now. Do I want to still be bending? How's my body going to react? So I know I don't want to be having to take a hole and dig. Will I do that in the future? I don't know. But right now, with my own history, I know what I'm capable of, what I can do. So I'm making my garden space equipped for me, because I'm the one that's going in there. You cannot, if you have a disability, if you have a limitation, you cannot try to do what others do. Do what's going to help you in your garden space, not what's going to be okay with someone else. Because at the end of the day, when you need to grow something, or you need to go feed something, you need to harvest something, it's going to be you out there. And if you are not able to constantly get on the ground on a kneeling pad, or take that little tiller and roll it, or that hoe and constantly beat the ground, don't do yourself like that because someone else is doing it and that's the way they're doing it. Do it your way, and the way that's going to help you be able to continue doing it. So, you hear a lot of people saying, well, how can you do this if you're scared of this? How can you do this if you do it like this? It's not about how they're doing it. It's about you making it a way for you. And through your journey, maybe you can show them, this is how I'm doing it. This is what's working for me. And you never know. It may work for you. It may work for your grandmother. It may work for your auntie or your grandpa. We have to remember that if you're still living, and you still be living 5, 10, 6, 20 years from now, you're not going backwards, you're going forward. So that means you're going to age, bones are going to age, illnesses are going to come about. So you have to always make sure that whatever you're doing it because you're the one going to have to have the upkeep. And for me, I know I don't want to be bending and stooping. That's me. That's why I keep my beds up high. It helps with a lot of things, but with that comes more things as well. So what comes with that is you may have to fertilize more often. You may have to amend your soil a little bit more than those that's in the ground. But at the end of the day, is it worth it? Is it worth your soreness? Is it worth your knees? I rather fertilize or amend my soil more often, knowing that I can do it without straining, than digging up ground and having to get out there I can't do it. I don't see myself doing it 5 years from now and being happy about it. So you can be happy in your garden if you create the space that you want. Not the space someone else think you should have. So it's many people that do patio garden, small space garden. And to me, I have a small space. I don't have no acre. I don't have a point acre. I don't have none of that. I have a little part side of my house that I decided and was able to create a fence, and put my things in there to kind of secure from
any just passerby to just go in and help themselves. I mean, you may have a big land. Just because you have a lot of land, if you're not able to work that land to have a super big garden, don't do yourself like that. Because if you create a lot of garden space because you have 3-4 acres and you're already in your 40s and you don't have a crew with you, a future crew with you that can help you along the way to keep and maintain it up, then you're going to hurt yourself. Eventually you're going to burn out. And especially if you're a new gardener. If you're a seasoned gardener and you already equipped with that, you already know the ins and outs, you already got it down packed, I'm not talking to you because you probably already thought about that and had that stuff in planned out. But do not think because you see a lot of people that have land and they're growing tons of this and tons of that. You don't know their reasoning for doing that. You don't know if they have help. You don't know what it takes. You don't know if they have machinery, tractors, whatever. If it's them doing it by themselves, if they're market gardening, if they're just donating. I mean, again, all of that, you have to think about it before you get started. So me building my projects, is not about because I want to have a super 20-acre garden. It's about working my small space and being able to use that small space and it not be trashy, not be cluttered. I can walk through and get to what I need to get to. Help me slightly day by day overcome some of the bug fears that I have. Consider my health, consider my aging. And I keep saying aging, I'm telling you, I'm not 50. But the point is, and not saying 50 is old, but I'll be blessed if I make it to 50. But what I'm saying is, we have to remember that we are getting older. And for me, I consider myself still a new gardener. Yes, I'm going on like my 3rd year, but I've been learning a lot through first and now. And it's a lot I still have to learn. But what do I know that makes sense to me, even without knowing everything about gardening, is that I don't want to be in. I don't want to have to keep stooping to tend to my garden. I am terrified. I can tell you, I'm terrified of bugs. So why would I sit there and dig in the ground? I didn't say I don't mind. I'm scared of dirt. I'm scared of what's in the dirt, which is certain bugs. Yes, I know worms are really good for it. I don't spaz out when I see a little wiggly worm, but I'm not going to sit here and hold it either. Okay. But there's certain things I will spaz out of. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. And I would say this is more for new gardeners on this end of the video. But I will show you on the next video what I am going to use that particular project with. So I hope you can see the vision once I'm done, once you see what I'm using it for. And hey, maybe you would like to do something like that, do the same thing. Whether it's for you, you may want to build it for someone that it can help out. So again, thank you for watching. For those that got this far in the video, please like and subscribe. If you have not subscribed, leave a comment on what you think about the project and information that I did share. And hit the notification bell so you can always know when Lovelady's Gardening Projects is putting up a video. And if I do not get a chance to speak to you or maybe talk to you, whether it's in a live or whether it's in your comment box, your comment feed, 'tis the season. And I hope you have a great holiday.